Do not compromise your prayer because of your work. In the midst of our very busy and very hectic life, never overlook the better part. And what's that? Listening to Jesus. Daily Gospel Reflection with Father Jack. Friends, brothers and sisters, nothing can stop God's plan for your life. Reflect and be blessed. All who love me will keep my words, and my Father will love them, and we will come to them. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Jesus entered a village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to what he was saying. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks, so she came to Jesus and asked, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell Mary to help me." But the Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good evening, my dear friends. Let me reflect about hospitality. How to welcome our guests properly. Martha is a perfect host. Mary, on the other hand, is a perfect disciple. What's the difference between the two? The Gospel presented to us that Martha is busy with the work of the Lord, while Mary is more interested in knowing the Lord of work. Mary listened and focused on one thing, while Martha, on the other hand, she talked so much and focused due to many things. Mary welcomed Jesus in her heart, while Martha welcomed Jesus in her womb, in her stomach, by serving food. For Martha, the priority is service. He's busy preparing food. But while for Mary, her preference is being with the Lord. And at the end of the Gospel, it says, Mary has chosen the better part because she is reminding us that authentic hospitality is listening to Jesus. What I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, and those who are watching online, true hospitality is found in giving personal attention to our guests rather than being distracted by the duties associated to hospitality. When we have guests at our home, the best way to welcome is to give our attentions, to give our presence, rather than giving something to eat. In short, we are challenged. We have to entertain our guests we have to entertain our visitors with our presence, not with foods and delicacies. Why? Because you are more precious than food. Entertain your guest with your presence, not with your delicacies. Now, how can we relate and how can we connect our gospel into our lives nowadays? The story of these two sisters is telling us one reality. Sometimes we have the tendency, or we always have the Martha's syndrome. Martha's syndrome. What's that? Like Martha, we work, but on the other hand, we complain. You know, that's I call Martha's syndrome. We work, but we compared our work. We work, but our focus is not on our work, but on the other workers. And 3 lessons we need to learn today. Number 1, the story of Martha and Mary is telling me and you that our service is meaningless if we keep on complaining and comparing. A complaining tongue speaks or reveals an ungrateful heart. Therefore, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, today we are challenged. Just do your thing without murmuring and disputing. Just do your job, just do your work, but stop complaining and stop comparing. Just do your thing. Second, our service is empty if our priority is earthly, not heavenly. When you work, what is your priority? Here, in our community, we are famous because of the haying in the 30s. And personally, I love working in the haying in the 30s, especially before the pandemic, because people who work there, they work without payment. You know, they work for other people and they work for God. My dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters, spiritual concerns matter most than material affairs. That's why Jesus told Martha, 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 you are anxious and worried about many things. There is need of only one thing, and Mary has chosen the better part. In short, today, my dear people of God, my dear parishioners, Jesus does not need people who work for Him. He needs people who do His work. And finally, our gospel for today reminds us that it is not about Martha versus Mary. It's not about Martha against Mary, but it is Mary and Martha. What I'm trying to say is this: we must have a balance. The gospel does not tell us that you have to choose Mary rather than Martha, or you have to choose Martha rather than Mary. No. Today, we are reminded work and prayer are not viewed as opposition, but complementary. Work and prayer should complement each other. Human as we are, we need to work. But at the same time, we also need to pray. The message for me is very clear. Work like Martha and pray like Mary. I say it again. Work like Martha and pray like Mary. And let me end by saying, do not compromise your prayer because of your work. Do not compromise your prayer because of your work. Have a heart of Mary in a Martha's world. In the midst of our very busy and very hectic life, never overlook the better part. And what's that? Listening to Jesus. I say it again. Do not compromise your prayer life because of your work.